Good afternoon. How are you all? Welcome to September 26th, Lunch with Linda. I'm Linda Daniels. I am the owner of Northampton Wools, and you are now inside Northampton Wools. It is a bright sunny day out there with a really mild temperature, so we're really happy to see that coming. I want to welcome you all and hope that if you have the capability and can figure it out, that you will say hello to us so that Kate and I know that you are here. Kate is in the background as usual, checking on the comments and getting me stuff when I need it. And she's willing to answer your questions if you've got stuff, because I can't always see the questions that you have. But I want to tell you about some things today, some new things, and share a couple of little stories. We had a very busy weekend here in the shop. Saturday was filled with people. There were a bunch of things going on. The jazz festival was happening out in back by the parking garage. Birdsong had a huge musical instrument sale, and I was just telling Kate that there were lots and lots and lots and lots of groups of what looked like Smith and Mount Hoyle girls exploring the town for the first time. So we saw lots of different kinds of people. It was a beautiful day. And then along came Sunday, which was a little bit cloudier. We have had that little touch of fall, and now it really is officially fall, which means that we make some changes. So the big D came in and we closed up the air conditioner, which means that it better not get hot, because we won't have any air conditioning to turn on. But usually it's cool enough in here with just the door open and the fan on. But it also means that at home, I put away all of my summer clothes and started to get all of the sweaters and winter clothing out and ready and refresh, which means that the very first thing I do when I start to shake out all the sweaters and take a good look at them, see if there's any damage that might have unfortunately happened during the summer, so that I can make repairs to them before I actually put the sweater on. Because boy, there's nothing more upsetting or disheartening than to have a wardrobe planned and go to put the sweater on and there's a giant hole right smack in the middle. It's unhideable, if that's a word. So this is the time to do that. Get those sweaters going, get them out, air them out, let them get a little taste of fresh air, and really look them over to make sure that there weren't any bugs in there, even though we try our hardest to put the things away clean, and make sure that they are packed up well. Maybe you put a little cedar or some moth chaser herbs or something in there, but the moths are just really resilient, and it takes a lot of being on top of it all to make sure that you don't suffer damage from them. And I did find the one knit dress that I've had for a couple of years did come out of storage this year with a little hole in it. So I will be repairing that so that I can wear it. So that's my advice. Get that stuff unpacked and ready to go, because it is New England, and before you know it, we'll have a frost during the night and it will cool off really quickly. And that is always a hard adjustment to make, isn't it? From that nice warm weather into that freezing cold where you actually need something. I had a sweater on Saturday, and even though I was in the store, we did have the door open, and it meant that I put that sweater on and off probably 10 times. I would put it on and get hot, take it off and get cold, put it on and get hot, take it off and get cold. But at least I had it, so I didn't have to be freezing cold all day. I have on today the 3-color cashmere cowl from Hohi Locatelli, which when I open it up looks like this. If you didn't see the little video that I did last week when Eileen brought it, I wanted to point it out. And it's the perfect color for what I have on. So I thought, oh my gosh, I should just wear it.
It matches.
Wear it today. This is a great pattern. It has been around for a while. It is done on a circular needle. It's either a 4 or 5. I can't quite remember what size the needle is, but I had Eileen knit it out of 3 colors of the Madeline Tosh light. And not only do I have it on, but I wanted to tell you a couple of things. It's a pretty easy pattern. There's a basic stockinette stripe. There is a little bit of lace in that little zigzag pattern. Stockinette stitch with a little purl bump in it, more stripes, and then another little section of what they call a dot pattern. So it is a really easy cowl to knit. And Eileen thinks that there's enough to make 2 out of that one set of 3. She brought in what was left over, and she might have to fudge a little bit on one of the main colors to make sure to really get it to work. But you can really mix it up. So you could definitely get 2 cowls out of 3 skeins. And I went over to the Tosh Light wall and picked out some color combinations just to kind of stimulate you and make you think about what colors you might put together. These are just examples, but they are really fun things. We were able to put together some solids and a multicolor. You don't necessarily have to have a multicolor in it. This one does. It has that little speckled one, and this color combination does as well. So this is superb. Look at all the color in that. Perfect fall colors. And I combined it with, this color is Oscuro, which is kind of a brownish red, with this Carolina Reaper. That's kind of a perfect October Halloween kind of
looks like
thing.
The maroon trees with the orange
exactly
trees.
Very, very fall. So like I said, 1 skein of each, and the cowl is called the 3-color cashmere cowl by Joji. That's Joji Locatelli. She's a big designer on Ravelry. She has lots and lots of patterns. So that's for you autumn colored girls. And then I pulled out these 3 colors. This is Deep, which is that really deep blue. And the multicolor that I picked to go with it is called New Moon. And then the last solid color is Bittersweet. So those 3 colors will combine to really give you that beautiful effect as well. So for you blue-ish, look at all the purple in that blue. I hope these colors come through. Then I also pulled this combination, which is Medieval, and the multicolored one is Black Velvet with this really great shot of Cousteau. Look at that, this is beautiful. I think this one's probably one of my favorite combinations. Wow, that one really shines. That will be gorgeous on so many people with those really deep saturated colors that you get with Madeline Tosh. And then I pulled one more because of course I had to do the greens. And the 2 greens that I chose to go together are Tasenda and Vente Dragon Mocha. So we have a dark green and a light green. And the light green is the one that kind of has the speckles in it with lots of brown. And then I actually chose 2 other colors to go with it. And it really changes the whole feel of the cowl if you, and that's why I wanted to show you these 2 different ones. This one is saffron. And so these 2 greens with that saffron color. Now this is a deeper color than the one that's in the cowl that I have on. It's much more of that squash-like color, that kind of pumpkin color. But those 3 together would make a really beautiful one.
Those are my colors.
Those are definitely so nice. Kate's color. And then I also chose this really deep, it's called Tart, because that can also push it. I mean, anytime you combine green with some sort of red, immediately people begin to think holiday. Yeah. But I think this really would carry through the entire winter. So those are not the only colors in the Tosh Light that we have. We have a lot of them, but I thought I would give you some samples of color combinations so that you have some ideas if you decide to do the 3-color cashmere cowl in the Tosh Light. We can help you put colors together. You can play around with what's on the wall and come up with your favorite combination. This is a nice lightweight cowl. Hi, Eileen. Where have you been? So a lightweight cowl. I've got it on today, and I know it's warm outside, but inside it's cool. We don't get any real direct sun in the store, so when it cools off at night, it tends to stay kind of cool. But to tell you the truth, I'm really comfortable with this on right now. And sometimes when we move into these fall temperatures, that's really all you need. Find if you have something just around your neck, it warms that part of you up a little bit into your shoulders, and you're really pretty comfortable there. So last week you saw that we had gotten lots of boxes in, and we have really spent the week working hard putting all that yarn away. All of us went home with backaches lugging all of that stuff around, but we have finally got it all on the shelf, and I am not going to show all of it to you, but I am going to show you a couple of yarns every week until we've gotten through everything, especially as I get samples done. So my fingers have been going at 100 miles an hour. Even though, man, when we opened the box, I sliced right into my middle finger. Man, that's taking a long time. It's like a really deep paper cut. It really hurt, but it is getting better. So I can still knit like mad. So one of the things that I got done, both of the yarns that I'm going to show you today are by Louisa Harding, who is a designer who has been around for quite a while. She is under the Rowan Yarns umbrella, or used to be, and her designs are really very classic looking. If you are at all familiar with her, I think you'll agree with me. They're really very sophisticated and stylish in their look. So a lot of her yarns go along with that. So you can take a look at her stuff on Ravelry, but she is now designing yarn for Euro Yarns, or her own yarn line is picked up by Euro Yarns, and that's the company that we do business with. So we got 2 of her yarns to show you today. One of them is called Amatola Grande. This is a single ply soft yarn in a gradient form. This color is called Seascape. It's made in Italy, and this is 80% wool and 20% silk. So there's a very sweet sheen to the look of this, but it stays very, very soft. Now, I am really picky when it comes to a wool and silk blend, because 9 out of 10 times I have found that silk tends to be very pilly. It really softens, it makes for a very soft yarn and kind of lifts itself apart from the wool. Just think about it. You're taking wool, which is a kind of sticky fiber to begin with, and you're combining it with silk, which has a really slick feel to it. And the two, it's like oil and vinegar. The two don't really play nice all the time. But this one, I was really pleased with the look of it. There's a tiny little fuzz that's the wool, but the silk they've really done a good job of blending the silk in there. So we have the blue, and we got a perfect autumn color, the orange yellow with some green in there, and brown as well. Really rich. Now this yarn has 273 yards in each skein. I'm just double checking that because I just saw it. Yes, it is 273 yards, which is a huge amount of yarn. And I did this little 1 skein piece. It's a wedge-shaped shawl, so you're starting at a point and increasing as you go, and that's how the colors stripe out. They're relatively short stripes that repeat. It's not a gradient in that it goes from light to dark. It is a self-striping kind of yarn. This pattern is called Texas Rain. And this is available on Ravelry. Texas Rain, 1 skein will do a shawl in this Amatol Grande. Now we are beginning to see, or continuing to see, a little bit of supply chain issues. I did order 4 colors, but we only got 2. The other 2 are back ordered, so we just kind of have to wait. But if I'm glad that these two colors did come in, because they're very different, and should make a lot of different people happy. So we've got this in stock, in inventory, and like I said, you will be able to make a shawl out of just one skein. And with that 80-20 blend, it's going to be a really nice, soft, but warm yarn to use. The other yarn that we got in, I started a cowl. I'm going to show you the cowl first, because I'm nearly done. I will finish this tonight. The yarn is called Carz, C-A-R-Z, and the pattern that I'm doing is a free pattern on Ravelry, and it is called, wait a minute, what the heck? Where did I write it? Okay, it is called, there it is. It is called The Glacier Cowl by Morella Moment. That's the name of her blog spot. So this is a fairly simple, repeating, little bit of lace pattern. So let me put my hand in here so you can see that there is a traveling yarn over. So it's going this way and then this way on the bottom. It's a little hard to, let me stretch it out so you can really see it. It's right up here.
Mm-hmm.
Just like that. Look at that zigzag. Oh my gosh. Actually, I'm really happy with how the pattern is showing up on the monitor. This yarn is also a combination of wool and alpaca. And I just pulled it off the needles, but that's all right. And again, 1 skein of this yarn is enough to do this cowl. This cowl ends with ribbing, like it started with on the bottom, and then I will block it so that it really opens the pattern up and you can see it. So this is another nice, close-fitting cowl. The one problem I have with this pattern is that, like a lot of free patterns on Ravelry, it's written on her blog. And when you go to the blog, it takes forever to weed out all of the advertisements, all of the things that say download here and don't, because it's really just an app that they're trying to get you to get. I am going to pull the actual directions out of the blog and put it all together on one sheet that we will have here. I cannot put it on the website. It is her pattern, even though she is offering it for free. I wouldn't try and take it like that away from her, because she gets paid for people visiting her site and clicking onto all of those advertisements. But once we have the model done here in the store, we will have a copy of the pattern for you when you purchase the yarn with her name and website or blog thing on it. But this yarn, like I said, it's a 50-50 combination, 50% alpaca and 50% wool. Okay, I'm just making sure that it didn't say like BFL or something, but it is just regular wool. And this comes in some brilliant colors. It is a really big skein as well. It has, again, 273 yards in each skein, and we've got a lot of colors. Besides that blue that I'm knitting in, there's white and this kind of pumpkin-y color, a nice bright forest green, this gorgeous, gorgeous yellow, almost mustard without really being mustard, a kind of light, soft blue. I thought that was really pretty. This color is supposed to be black, but I see there's a lot of navy. Yeah. It really looks like a really deep navy, but sometimes when they combine yarns or fibers like that, they can't really get a true solid black. And I find that to be the case, especially with alpaca. You just don't get that really solid black color because of the way the fiber takes the dye. Then we have a nice soft Oxfordy light gray, a rose color, which a lot of people love and looks good on a lot of people, a really soft pink. This is one of those really almost not a color pink colors that I think are beautiful in the winter time.
It's really gentle.
It might be a little bit too light for me, but it's really, really pretty and soft. And then the last color that we have is this brown. I don't know. How would you describe that, Kate? Because it's not really brown.
It's
kind of like chocolatey.
Caramel.
Yeah.
It makes you think of toffee.
Yeah,
or
something like that.
Yeah.
So those are now on the shelf as well and ready, and on the website. If you want to look at the colors, you can take a look at the website and see both of those up there as you make your decisions. So those are the two new yarns that I wanted to show you today, as well as a little refresh on what the Merino Light is. I wanted to also just say that as we turn the page into October, to remind everybody of some of the upcoming classes. Friday morning, this Friday, September 30th, we have a Learn to Knit in 3-hour class. So if you know anybody who is interested in learning the basics, tell them to give us a call and come check it out. On October 5th, we're doing the felted basket class. That is a pattern from the same designer that did the market square. So it's a market square felted bag. That class is happening because we have plenty of people in it, but there is homework for it. So if you are interested in taking that class, sign up today, and I will be able to send you the homework that you have to do. Here's the actual felted bag. This is the small size. I am also rewriting the pattern to make it a larger size. And in order to get the class going, you will need to do some homework for that class, but there is still room in that. On October 12th, we're doing our Pumpkin Day workshop, and Kait, is this not the cutest little pumpkin you ever saw? Kait over the weekend made a darling little pumpkin. She still needs to make a stem to put on it, but in that pumpkin class, you're gonna get a bunch of different patterns, both flat and on double pointed or circular needles, and I'm going to spend most of the class showing you how to finish them while you start yours. So we've got plenty of room in that class as well, and it almost doesn't matter what yarn you make these out of. You can do them out of bulky weight, same pattern, out of this is the DK weight. You can do them out of fingering weight and make all kinds of different sizes. So that's going to be a really fun class on that day. October 15th is a Saturday, and we're doing a basic mitten class. So if you're in the mood for mittens, or you've got a pile of people that you want to help them keep their hands warm this winter, then that's a good class for you to take or think about taking. And we've got a couple of people signed up for that class already, so that's going to happen. And then this little leaf shawl right here, I put up there because we are doing that as a one-day workshop as well. That is on October 8th, like I said, and that's another one that you should sign up quickly, please, because I would like you to start homework so that you're ready to do short rows. This is short rows both in the background color, which in this case is black, and short rows using the multicolor as well to create those leaves. It's a stunningly beautiful shawl and not that difficult to do if you learn the short row process and the German short rows and really get that technique down. And also I used the unique DK weight to do it, and I really played around. The unique is a very long striping, self-striping yarn, and I really played with not knitting right from the skein. I knit one leaf from the skein and then wound off the same colors so that I could move into the next color session so that the leaves would really come out to be all different colors. I want to show you how to do that as well. So that was just a little quick reminder of the classes that are coming up. When we're done today, we have the second session of the ranunculus class. So very soon there will be 4 more ranunculi or 5 if you count mine, in the universe, and we'll be sure to show all of those off for you. I don't care what day or what time you look at the first page of Ravelry, ranunculus is going to be there. So we're having a lot of fun doing that sweater class as well. And I am going to spend some time next week pulling together some other fun projects to continue doing classes throughout the fall into winter so that we're all ready for when that first snowstorm hits. In the meantime, I am working hard on new models for the store because we still have a lot of naked ladies up there and a lot of new yarn to showcase and tell you about. So I look forward to sharing all of those with you with each and every Monday. And in the meantime, I hope you guys have some time this week to go and knit something. Thank you all for being here, and we'll see you next Monday. Bye.